Assalamu alaikum class, my name is Amreen Aftab and my roll number is 7136 and my co-presenter roll number is 7135. Today our topic of discussion is hantavirus. First of all, we will discuss what is hantavirus. It is a group of rodent-borne viruses which can cause zoonotic disease and it can cause kidney and lung failure. It is first diagnosed inside the southwestern United States in 1993, and this is an extensive rodent catching motion brought about the detection of remarkable large population of diseased deer mice close to those sufferers. Hantavirus produced infection in both North and South America with extra than 600 cases known from 1993 to 2013, and between 1,50,000 to 2 lakh cases are detected every year inside the People's Republic of China. The Republic of Korea and Russia accounts hundreds to thousands of cases every 12 months. So the next is disease caused by hantavirus. First is hemorrhagic fever with Rayleigh syndrome. The incubation period is approximately 3 weeks and it is associated to kidney damage, and the progression of the illness has been divided into febrile, hypotensive, diuretic and convalescent degrees. Common signs and symptoms of HFRS consist of fever, chills, headache, backache, nausea, vomiting and bellyache, and probably a form of short-term visible impairment. Recovery takes weeks, if not longer, but the majority require completely kidney restoration. At the same time, as some rare cases can have chronic renal failure. Then the next is hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. HPS infects the lungs instead of the kidney, and fever, headache, chills, dizziness, vomiting and other symptoms are common. Cardiac aberrations would possibly present, and after that the infection typically gets worse and the recovery happens quickly and usually full lung healing is attained. So the next is symptom. What are the symptoms? In the first level, you could experience flu-like signs that can include vomiting, diarrhea, belly pain, fever and chills, headache and muscle aches, and after 4 to 10 days, more severe symptoms starts. They normally include low BP, fluid accumulation inside the lungs, and a cough that produce secretions, reduced heart efficiency, and shortness of breath. And next, we have the severity. In severity of HFRS and HPS differs with the causative viruses and the availableness and suitability of the healthcare. Better diagnostic and supportive remedies have reduced the case fatality for some illness as compared to early reports. HPS is commonly life-threatening with fatality rates predicted to range from 25 to 40% maximum, whereas the fatality rate is 15% for HFRS. And next we have the structure of hantavirus. Hantavirus includes one in all 5 genera of the virus circle of family. Range in shape and length, particularly spherical. Diameter range from 120 to 160 nanometer and made up of a round lipid envelope protected with spikes. They contain 4 viral proteins and 3 single-stranded negative sensed RNA segments called small, medium and large, which can be coding for the nucleocapsid protein NP. The surface envelope glycoprotein GN and GC, the RNA-dependent RNA polymerase respectively. And basically the structure of hantavirus we can see in next slide. This is the structure of hantavirus. And in rounded shape, here we see nucleocapsid protein subunit, amino terminal glycoprotein and decarboxy terminal glycoprotein, RNA dependent RNA polymerase. And this is the diagram of hantavirus is provided by Mary Ledquist.
Mechanism of action. After binding to its receptor and possibly co-receptor, hantavirus enters the cell by clathrin-dependent receptor-mediated endocytosis. Like all negative sense RNA viruses, hantavirus carry their own RNA-dependent RNA polymerase that transcribe the negative sense RNA into positive sense messenger RNA and replicates the RNA. As I have told earlier, in the structure of RNA, there are 3 segments: small, medium and large. The medium segment of the RNA is translated into glycoprotein precursors that are glycosylated and folded in the endoplasmic reticulum to form GN and CN glycoproteins. After translation and replication, assembly of newly produced virus proteins and genome take place to form new viruses. The hantavirus obtained their membranes from the host cell when they are budding in the Golgi complex, and they are then translated into vacuoles to the plasma membrane where they are released by exocytes. It is not yet clearly now how hantavirus spread the human body after their inhalation through lungs. However, immature dendritic cells likely play a significant role in their dissemination. Immature dendrite cells express beta-3 integrins, these receptors that hantavirus use for the attachment and entry. In the airways and alveoli of lungs, the dendrite cells located in the vicinity of epithelial cells serve as the primary target for pathogen pickup. Hantavirus infect both immature and mature dendrite cells, which likely serve as vehicles for the transport of virions through the lymphatic vessels to the regional lymph nodes, where they get opportunity to infect other immune cells such as macrophages and monocytes. After further replication, the free or cell-bound virions can infect the endothelial cells, the ultimate target for viruses causing hemorrhagic fever or hantavirus pulmonale syndrome. Your body attempt to find the virus by creating inflammation. Natural killer cells known as effector and regulatory cells in innate and adaptive immunity produce cytotoxic molecules and secretions of cytokines and chemokines. These inflammations and cytokine produce intense damage to your organs and tissues with the combination of virus infecting your organs. The virus causes blood vessels throughout your body to leak. In the lungs, leaky blood vessels flooding in the air sacs make breathing difficult. When the virus infects your heart, the damage reduces your heart's ability to pump blood through your body. When your heart can't pump and your blood vessels leak, blood flow is reduced and your blood pressure drops. Oxygen is no longer available to the cell in the body, which can rapidly lead to organ failure and death. This is the mode of action of the virus, that how it affects the organs of the body. Mode of transmission. There are two ways of transmission of the virus. First one is inhalation, and that is the main route of transmission. Hantavirus are transmitted to people mainly through aerosolization, when viruses are shed off in the air, and also their droppings, urine and saliva. Person to person transmitted. People who come to be infected with the North America strains of hantavirus pulmonale syndrome are not infected to the other human beings, but some positive outbreaks in South America have revealed signal of being transmitted from one individual to the other. Next is laboratory diagnosis. Detailed analysis and diagnosis of hantavirus can be done by polymerase chain reaction, immunohistochemistry studies, serological techniques, complete blood count, peripheral blood smear. Prevention. Following are the steps that can reduce the risk of hantavirus by avoiding the places where rodents have their feces. Use sanitizer to disinfect the areas, covering mouse droppings. Cover your nose and face with a mask, and also wear gloves during contact to mouse droppings. Don't leave food out in your home and when go for camping. In order to reduce the rodent population, trap rodents in and around your home. Cover the holes in and around your homes. Air and air out that area known to have rodents before entering those places. Next is the treatment of hantavirus. There are no acknowledged treatments or vaccines, but when someone develops the infection, they will acquire supportive treatment, which may additionally include incubation through the introduction of respiratory tube into the trachea and oxygen treatment. Sometimes ribavirin, that is an antiviral, is used to treat the infection. Vaccines in Asia. Development of inactivated vaccines for hemorrhagic fever with renal syndrome have been documented. Baculovirus recombinant vaccines that are expressing the glycoproteins G1 and G2 have been discovered to result in a neutralizing and shielding antibiotic reaction in rodents. Nowadays, an effective vaccination strategy based on the administration of naked RNA expressing the M section of SEO virus has been stated in rodents. Conclusion. In the Americas and some European international locations, hantavirus infection has been identified as an emerging zoonosis in humans. The illness presents an critical public health problem in many nations. Changes in the surrounding due to the human activities and specific climate and biotic situations manipulating masses of rodent host population are basic factor for the occurrence of hantavirus illness. When the advancement of further quick and sensitive tests and improved clinical awareness, human hantavirus infection will probably be detected in new areas. There is still need to find an effective treatment for hantavirus infection. Prevention can be partly attained by rodent avoidance, but real defense will need a safe and effective multivalent vaccine or a vaccine adapted to local environments. And these are the references